Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gator Light, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gator Light hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on the DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card, Shave Ice by the beach, a trip to the state fair, and a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Ready? Happy Friday, episode 516 of Coach Unplugged. Can't believe it's Friday. Can't believe the holidays are knocking. Today, we're going to talk about foul or not foul at the end of the game. Kind of like the chicken or the egg, which one comes first. Before we dive into that, I'd like to give a big shout out to our 2 sponsors, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. You should ask for one under the tree. You should ask for teachhoops.com. My baby, what allows us to bring this under the tree too. So go over and check it out. You won't get better prices than you're going to get right now in either one of them. So go over and check them out and have a great holiday season coming up next week. Bye.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, welcome to Coach Unplugged. This week's episode is brought to you by the people over at teachhoops.com. I want you to go check it out. It's the resource for any coach who wants to get better. I just love that tagline. It doesn't matter where you are in your coaching journey. You can be a beginning coach. You can be an experienced coach like myself. If you're looking to start, if you're looking to grow, if you're looking for resources, if you're looking for videos, if you're looking how to run your man offense, all of us, especially this time of year, are looking for those kind of things. It's here on teachhoops.com. It's here for you. So please check them out. They're the ones that allow me to have the time to be able to do this podcast and do all those kind of things. So check them out over there. If you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for somebody just to bounce ideas off of, that's the place to go. 14-day free trial. Can't miss with that. See what it's like. See if it's something for you. All right. So this week's episode. So I'm a couple weeks into the season, and I had a couple close games. Luckily, we've won both of them. But I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm going to have you think about how you would handle this scenario, and then I'll kind of tell you what I did with this specific situation. So, big rival. We end up this year to be preseason. We were 5th in the state of Wisconsin. The team we were playing, the first game of the season was the 4th rank. So it was in front of a couple thousand people, packed gym. First game of the season for us. Second game of the season for them. And close game. Unbelievable. I mean, it was like a March game. Game went back and forth and back and forth. And we had one of the last punches, and we were up 3. Now, I'm going to guess the score because I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say it was like 56-53. It was their ball with 7.5 seconds to go. So they had to go the full length of the court in 7.5 seconds. They had no timeouts left, so they're up 3. So 55-52, we'll say. I don't exactly remember what it was. They have to go the full length of the court to score. They had 7.5 seconds. I had one full timeout. They had no timeouts left at this point. And I think the question that everyone has, and the thing that's on everybody's mind, is what do you do at that point? Do you foul or don't you foul? We were in the double bonus. They were either in the single or double bonus too. My center had fouled out at that point. So what do? Do you foul? Or do you let them go and get a shot off with 7.5 seconds to go? I'm going to tell you what I did. Here's what I did. We called a timeout. So we still had one timeout after that one. So they were going to take the ball with 7.5 seconds. We pressured the ball. We did not foul. And one of the reasons was basically the game was over if they scored a 2 at that point. There's a couple things I would do differently, but they got a decent shot off and didn't make it. We ended up winning it. But we didn't foul at that point because they didn't have any timeouts left. Because I knew if I got it, it's not like the college or pro game where the clock stops if they score. So I knew if we could take 2.5 seconds off the clock, that we just wouldn't throw the ball in and we would win if it was a 2-pointer, or if so that was one of my thoughts with that was, there's really no way unless I hit a 3. Now, a lot of people, I think there's a high school coach in Texas that basically onside kicks every time and always goes on 4th down. I think he's a stats teacher or a math teacher like I am. So I think the general thought is foul at that point. How often does somebody miss a free throw, get the rebound, and then put it back in? Yeah, if there's one timeout left, I might foul at that point. If they have one timeout and are able to stop the clock, I might do that. There's a lot of different factors. If my best rebounder isn't sitting next to me on the bench having fouled out, I maybe do that. But in that situation, I didn't foul. It worked out. I've been in the situation they come down and then, obviously we're going to overtime at that point. And I am a math teacher. I'm a stats teacher by profession. But my gut always tells me don't put points on the board. I don't like giving the opponent points. Now, the math teacher in me tells me, how often have we seen the foul happen, the missed free throw, they get the ball back, and they score? Not very often. So in retrospect, probably if it was less than 5 seconds, less than 6 seconds, I'd probably foul. I'd probably put him on the free throw line, tell my guys to box out, and let's go. Because we're a pretty good free throw shooting team. So I think it's a really hard thing to figure out which way to go on that. And it was the first game of the season. We had 8 practices, 10 practices, whatever. So we hadn't really worked on our situational stuff too, which I think comes into play as much as anything. So it goes back to you have to practice that stuff. You better practice end of game stuff. You better practice what are we going to do? How are we going to foul? How are we going to handle loose balls? How are we going to handle jumping out of bounds? All that kind of stuff. And that might be a good podcast for later. But just something for you as a basketball coach. Doesn't matter again the level. How are you going to handle that situation? Are you going to foul? Or are you not going to foul? I think it's an important thing to think about before you get in the situation. It's that whole you can't expect the kids to perform and do what they need to do in those situations unless you practice them. So you should be practicing down 5 with 3 minutes to go. You should be practicing up 2 with 1.5 minutes to go. Those situational things are super important, and they get even more important. Doesn't matter which season, as long if you go in your youth season, if you go in your high school season, if you go in your college season, or your traveling team season. As you go along and as you get better at running other things, boom, you should be able to work on those things. Your out of bounds plays you probably know pretty effectively at that point. All right, so just a thought. Again, let me throw it out there. Teachhoops.com, 14-day free trial for you. Go check it out. There's 60 plus hours of just long videos. If you want to learn how to run a 1-3-1 zone, you want to learn how to run a motion man, you want drills for practice, we have tons of those things. We have mini lessons every week that will go through specific things you'll need for your youth team or your high school team or your college team or your travel team. There's resources, there's playbooks, there's all sorts of stuff. So I made it a membership site. I wanted people to come and go and to look at it and take the 14-day free trial. See if it's something for you, because I guarantee if you check it out, you will not be disappointed. And part of that membership is me. If you email me, I'm going to respond. If you have a question, I'm going to respond. If you need help on a press break, I'm going to respond. And I think that's a valuable resource. I would have loved that early in my career, to have someone there to just bounce an idea off of that has I have no agenda. I just want to make you a better coach. So check it out over at teachhoops.com. Have a great night.
As a valued listener, use the coupon code SAVE20 to save 20% on your membership.
Hey, Coach, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe and leave a written review. We love those written reviews a lot. Also, I would ask that you work on your craft, just like we ask our players to work on their craft. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. And then if you're going to do any shopping, click that Amazon link down below. Use that, bookmark that. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
Thumbtack presents Uncertainty Strikes. I was surrounded. The aisle and the options were closing in. There were paint rollers, satin and matte finish, angle brushes, and natural bristles. There were too many choices. What if I never got my living room painted? What if I couldn't figure out what type of paint to use? What if I just used Thumbtack? I can hire a top-rated pro that knows everything about interior paint, easily compare prices, and read reviews. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.